Most people think they are making a smart, healthy choice when they reach for a diet soda instead of a regular one, but the reality is that you might just be swapping one poison for another. Today, we are going to settle the score on the ultimate beverage battle: regular soda versus diet soda. We're going to look at what happens to your liver, your brain, and even your gut bacteria when you take that first sip. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which one is doing more damage and why the answer isn't as simple as counting calories. We have a massive amount of data to cover, from the way sugar destroys your insulin levels to the weird way artificial sweeteners trick your brain into wanting more food. Stick around, because the halo effect we're going to talk about later is probably the reason you can't seem to lose weight even though you switched to diet drinks years ago. We have a massive problem on our hands, and it's bubbling inside a tin can. If you walk into any grocery store, gas station, or movie theater, you are surrounded by walls of soda. It's everywhere. In the United States alone, the average person drinks about 40 gallons of soda every single year. Think about that for a second. If you want to learn more facts about your body, push the like button and subscribe and get notification for next video. That is enough liquid to fill a medium-sized bathtub. We are literally bathing our internal organs in sugar and chemicals every single day. Public health experts are losing sleep over this because soda is the #1 source of added sugar in the modern diet. It's not the cookies or the cake, it's the liquid stuff. When we talk about the soda debate, we are usually looking at two main characters. On one side, you have the classic regular soda loaded with high fructose corn syrup. On the other side, you have diet soda, which promises all the sweetness with none of the calories by using lab-made chemicals like aspartame or sucralose. People switch to diet soda because they want to lose weight or avoid diabetes, but is it actually working, or are we just trading a sugar problem for a chemical problem? This is the lesser of two evils argument, and it's time we looked at the evidence. Let's start with the classic. When you crack open a regular can of cola, you're looking at about 10 teaspoons of sugar. Imagine sitting down and eating 10 teaspoons of straight white sugar. You'd probably feel a bit sick. But because soda has bubbles and acid, it masks that intense sweetness, allowing you to gulp it down in seconds. This is what we call an empty caloric load. You're getting a massive hit of energy with absolutely zero vitamins, minerals, or fiber to help your body process it. The real villain in regular soda isn't just sugar. It's specifically high fructose corn syrup, or HFCS. Back in the day, soda was made with cane sugar, which is half glucose and half fructose. But HFCS is cheaper and often has a higher hit of fructose. Your body handles glucose and fructose very differently. Glucose can be used by every cell in your body for energy. Fructose, however, is like a demanding guest that only wants to go to one place: your liver. When you dump a big load of liquid fructose into your system, your liver has to stop everything it's doing to deal with it. It's like a factory getting a delivery it wasn't expecting. Because the liver can't handle that much fructose at once, it starts turning that sugar into fat. This leads to something called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It's exactly what it sounds like. Your liver gets packed with fat just like a heavy drinker's would, even if you've never touched a drop of alcohol in your life. While your liver is struggling, your pancreas is also panicking. As soon as that sugar hits your blood glucose levels skyrocket. Your pancreas responds by pumping out a massive wave of insulin. Insulin is the hormone that tells your cells to open up and take in the sugar. But when you do this every single day, your cells eventually stop listening. They get tired of the constant screaming from the insulin. This is called insulin resistance, and it is the fast track to type 2 diabetes. And let's not forget about visceral fat. This isn't the pinchable fat under your skin. This is the dangerous fat that wraps around your heart, your kidneys, and your intestines. Studies have shown a direct, undeniable link between regular soda consumption and an increase in belly fat. You are literally drinking your way into a larger waistline and a stressed-out heart. So, if regular soda is so bad, diet soda must be the hero, right? Not so fast. When you see 0 calories or diet on a label, your brain thinks it's getting a free pass. But your body is a lot harder to fool than your brain. Diet sodas use artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, or saccharin. These chemicals are hundreds of times sweeter than regular sugar. One of the strangest things that happens when you drink a diet soda is something called the cephalic phase insulin response. Imagine this. You take a sip of a diet drink. Your tongue detects an incredibly sweet taste. It sends a signal to your brain saying, "Hey, a massive amount of energy is coming." Your brain then tells your pancreas to start releasing insulin to prepare for the sugar, but the sugar never arrives. Now, you have insulin floating around in your blood with nothing to do. This can actually cause your blood sugar to drop, which makes you feel incredibly hungry. This is why you might find yourself reaching for a bag of chips or a cookie an hour after drinking a calorie-free diet soda. You're essentially teasing your metabolism, and that leads to a cycle of cravings that are almost impossible to break. Then there's the issue of your gut microbiome. We are finding out more every day about how the trillions of bacteria in our gut control our mood, our immune system, and our weight. Recent studies have suggested that artificial sweeteners like saccharin and sucralose can actually kill off the good bacteria and allow the bad bacteria to thrive. When your gut bacteria are out of balance, it can actually lead to glucose intolerance. In a weird twist of irony, the very chemicals we use to avoid diabetes might be changing our gut in a way that makes us more likely to get it. We also have to talk about the kidneys. There was a famous study called the Nurses' Health Study that followed thousands of women for over 20 years. The researchers found that women who drank 2 or more diet sodas a day had a significant decline in their kidney function. And let's not even get into the aspartame headache debate. While the FDA says it's safe, millions of people report mood swings, dizziness, and migraines after consuming it. Whether it's a chemical sensitivity or something more, it's clear that these lab-made molecules aren't exactly natural for our biology. If we put these 2 drinks in a boxing ring, who wins? Well, in some categories, they both lose. Let's talk about your teeth. Most people think it's just the sugar in regular soda that causes cavities. While sugar does feed the bacteria that eat your enamel, both regular and diet sodas are incredibly acidic. They are loaded with phosphoric acid and citric acid. These acids are strong enough to strip the rust off a nail. Imagine what they are doing to your tooth enamel. Even without the sugar, the acid in diet soda can dissolve the protective layer of your teeth, leading to sensitivity and decay. And it's not just your teeth, it's your bones, too. Phosphoric acid, which gives soda that sharp bite, can interfere with how your body absorbs calcium. There is a strong correlation between heavy soda consumption and lower bone density, especially in women. You are basically leaching the strength out of your skeleton to enjoy a fizzy drink. Then we have the weight management paradox. If diet soda has 0 calories, why are diet soda drinkers often heavier than people who don't drink soda at all? This is where the science gets really interesting. One theory is that the intense sweetness of artificial sweeteners desensitizes your taste buds. When you are used to something that is 200 times sweeter than sugar, a piece of fruit like an apple tastes like cardboard. You stop craving natural foods and start craving hyper-processed, high-calorie foods. Cardiovascular health is another major concern. Both types of soda have been linked to an increased risk of stroke and heart disease. Regular soda does this through inflammation and weight gain, while diet soda seems to affect the way our blood vessels function. Both drinks trigger systemic inflammation, which is basically like a low-grade fire burning inside your body at all times. Chronic inflammation is the root cause of almost every modern disease, from Alzheimer's to cancer. The problem isn't just chemical, it's psychological. Have you ever heard of the halo effect? It's a mental trap where we justify a bad behavior because we did something good. You go to a fast food joint, order a double bacon cheeseburger and a large fry, but then you order a diet soda. In your mind, you feel like you've saved yourself, so you might even treat yourself to a dessert later. This psychological balancing act often leads people to consume more total calories than if they had just stayed away from the soda altogether. Both regular and diet sodas also hijack the dopamine loop in your brain. Dopamine is the reward chemical. When you get that hit of sweetness, your brain releases a surge of dopamine, making you feel good for a split second. This creates an addiction. It's why some people feel like they can't function without their morning soda or their mid-afternoon fix. You aren't just drinking a beverage, you are feeding a neurological habit. This addiction also messes with your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin tells you when you're hungry and leptin tells you when you're full. Liquid calories from regular soda don't trigger the "I'm full" signal in the brain, so you can drink 500 calories and still feel like you haven't eaten anything. Diet soda, on the other hand, can confuse the ghrelin response, making your brain think it's starving because it tasted sweetness but didn't get the calories it expected. We have to look at the most vulnerable among us. For children, soda is a disaster. It's a major driver of childhood obesity and can set a child up for a lifetime of metabolic struggle. During pregnancy, the stakes are even higher. Some research suggests that high consumption of diet soda during pregnancy can be linked to preterm births or may even influence the baby's future metabolism, making them more prone to weight gain later in life. And for people who already have diabetes, diet soda is often marketed as a safe alternative. While it won't spike your blood sugar as fast as a regular soda, it might still be messing with your insulin sensitivity behind the scenes. It's like putting a bandage on a wound that really needs stitches. It might look better on the surface, but the underlying issue isn't being solved. So, back to the big question. Which is worse? If you are looking at immediate blunt force trauma to your metabolism, regular soda wins. The sheer amount of sugar and the way it destroys the liver is catastrophic. However, diet soda is a stealth enemy. It messes with your brain, your gut, and your cravings in ways that can be just as damaging over the long term. Nutritionists generally agree, neither is healthy. But if you are trying to wean yourself off a 10-can-a-day habit, switching to diet for a short period might be a bridge, but it shouldn't be the destination. The goal should be total reduction, not just substitution. The good news is that your body is incredibly resilient. Once you stop flooding it with these liquids, your taste buds will actually reset. After a few weeks of no soda, a strawberry will taste like the sweetest thing you've ever eaten. You can transition by trying sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lime or lemon. Herbal teas, iced or hot, can give you that flavor fix without the chemical or sugar baggage. Fruit-infused water is another great way to get that hint of sweetness without the insulin spike. The lesser of two evils is still evil when it comes to your long-term health. You deserve better than a chemical cocktail or a sugar bomb. It's time to break the cycle and give your body the hydration it actually needs. If you found this breakdown helpful and want to see how other healthy foods might actually be sabotaging your goals, click the video on the screen right now to learn the truth about the marketing lies in the grocery store.